of all and women and non-binary people of all ages. This is another scene in the living world of darkness, mage of the resurgence. Today we have a special treat, as two mages who haven't met yet are going to get to meet, and it's going to be fun. It's an evening. It's a nice, silent, quiet sort of evening for New York. That's rarity, but still, Brooklyn is a thing. And Claudia has been at the restaurant, The Alchemists, as it's so aptly named. Just maybe to just get a snack, maybe to leave a message with Joey. Could be many reasons why she's leaving. And Ty, on his end, living with his twin, sort of. That's a hard thing to resolve. They haven't really gotten into that, as far as I know. But it's a thing. It's a thing. He and his trustworthy dog has to wander the streets together. The dog has discreetly found a place to poop where no one's going to see it. So there was no witnesses. Therefore, no picking up is necessary. There's no witnesses to this. They were never there. And even if they were there, none of them will talk in interrogation. That's the deal. That's how it works. Anyway, walking down the street, you could see this woman, just walking out of the restaurant. And as Claudia walks out of the restaurant, you're going to see two guys are going to jump her. Like, actually, just looking down the street, two guys in hoodies with like bananas is just going to jump her and try and chloroform / mace her.
They're kidnapping her.
Well, it looks like that's their intention. We will see if Claudia can resist.
I would like to protest vividly.
How do you protest vividly? Do you fight back, or you're just like, no?
Well, I need to ask a very important question. Does this take place right after the previous scene or not?
It can take place at whatever time you want, but let's say that one for sure, just for amusement purposes. Let's say.
Okay, then technically she has a small briefcase. Then what she's going to try to do is, use it because inside there's a fucking cleaver.
Is she gonna try and smack them with the briefcase or open it?
I mean, yeah, she's trying to reach for the cleaver that's inside the briefcase because she's like, nope, I need something to defend myself, and I'm not gonna think straight that I have magic at my disposal.
Okay, so
that would be too obvious.
I'm not going to do initiative. I mean, it's 4 combatants. I actually will do initiative. Everyone roll, and I will roll 2 dice for the 2 people I have. It's 2 plus 5 is 7.
I have 14.
9 plus 5 is 14. 7, 14 from the NPCs. Street Talk 1 and 2. And Ty,
I have 8.
What a guardian you are. Okay.
Shocked because he's unsuspecting of this.
Yes, obviously. He didn't see this coming. You started your dog, didn't you?
Yep. Oh yeah.
You can roll your thing to control him for the purpose of combat.
Strongboy's badass.
Strongboy is going to kick butts.
Strongboy has. He is +6. So Strongboy has 9.
9. Oh wow. Well. 9. So it's 14, 14, 9, 8, 7. So Street Tug 1 goes first, then it's Claudia, then it's Street Tug, then it's Strongboy, then it's Ty, and then finally Street Tug 2. Okay.
And also the person in the back room.
What?
There's Saskia in the back room.
Is she here too? I didn't see. Saskia!
Hi!
I hate this thing. There's no way it warns me or anything. Stupid shit. Anyway, Saskia, this is right after the previous scene, after you've all been scrubbing and having a thing going. You feel Ty's surprise, and you see what he sees, sort of. You feel his thoughts as he sees poor Claudia getting assaulted in the middle of the street, in the evening.
Oh, great. Okay. Gwen will stop the cab that she is in on her way. Like, I'm just gonna say that she just got out of the restaurant, just got into the cab, and it's like driven maybe a block. And yeah, she'll stop the cab. We'll just throw him like $10, and we'll say, "Oh, sorry, I realized I forgot something. Gotta go. Bye."
Okay, so that's what you spend. I will say that as a block. If you move, I will say 3 turns.
Okay, cool.
That's fine. Okay, 3 turns before you join. I will then roll the first attack, which is basically just a street tug 1 trying to punch you in the gut to try and immobilize you, so you can be grabbed. Clover.
I have 14. How dare you?
Yes, he also has 14. I'm giving him first because he's a physical person and got the drop on you.
God damn it! He's an NPC. How dare you?
Here's the thing. I said it from the beginning. I've never said I'm dead. I do whatever amuses me, and this amuses me, so I will punch you in the stomach. Anyway, that is 3 successes. Strength of... Okay. Oh, this will be fun. Fun for the family.
I want to try and dodge.
You want to dodge?
Yeah, I don't want to get punched in the gut.
Well, you can try and dodge. Roll away.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Next turn. I'm not going to do the reverse declaration thing. As much as I used to love it, it takes forever. I'm not that
1
motivated.
success.
Yeah. It's just
Okay.
that's the problem with it.
So that is 2 bashing for you to soak with a brass knuck punch to the stomach. Please roll soak that.
I soak 1.
Yeah, thankfully you were pretty nimble, so you only got grazed with a metal knuck just hitting you slightly in the stomach. That's it got bundled up a bit in your jacket or something. Yeah, that's what happens. So yay. Next on the list is the strong boy. What does a strong boy do when seeing this defenseless, innocent woman just getting attacked in the streets?
Ty is just gonna shout, like, he'll literally be like, "Get him, boy!" And he'll start running, and Strong Boy's gonna come over, and I think he's gonna just bite one of them.
Yeah,
Like, bite
he can
their
bite the one that's going to try and chloroform her because that's one closest.
Yeah, because
This
that's just no. Bad
Since it's
man.
a dog, it doesn't have to initiate grapples or anything before biting. That's the power of being bipedal.
Yeah,
No,
1, 2, 3.
quadrupedal, whatever.
3 successes on a snaffle.
Yeah.
If there's no dodge, then
Yes.
I do...
Well, no, it's not dodging because he didn't see the dog coming.
It is 2 lethal damage.
2 lethal. This guy has no lethal, so he takes 2 lethal, and suddenly, what the fuck? It's just going to be suddenly when a dog just jumps and starts biting him in the leg.
So there is a giant Irish wolfhound suddenly here. It's pretty terrifying.
Yeah, these people are probably book it. Okay, that's for him. That's him doing a thing. Okay, that's you. You're next one, Ty. I will say this, since you're a bit down the street, you would, if you're going to punch it, you would have to split actions to get in time to punch the guy because you're not a dog. You don't have a dog running.
So I'll just use half dice pool. So he'll run, and he's going to punch the one that punched her.
Yeah, as you don't have to split to. You don't actually have to roll to run to get there. It's just like you have to split because you're taking. Yeah. But I will still say the running adds to the damage because you're like adding the momentum of the run to the swing.
I have 2 successes on a hit.
Yeah, so that gives you 2 overages because I say you get 1 extra because running and punching someone, like get like the speed along with the punch if you prepared it.
I have 1 bashing.
Are you punching the one who's who did you punch, by the way, just for the record? I didn't hear.
I punched the one that punched the girl.
Okay, that's cool. Soak takes the punch.
And Ty's gonna be like, leave her alone.
Yeah, that's
Criminal scum.
Street Tug 2 is going to, try and smack the dog with like a brick it has in his pocket. It's just like brick strong boy.
How rude.
These aren't nice people. They assault women for a living, apparently. Or maybe it's a part-time gig. I'm not privy to their employment record. Or I am, but whatever. Brick. Improvised weapon, so they still hit, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's only, let's say, brick 2 is extra damage. 2 plus 6, d10. And that's 3 bashing. Please soak for strong boy's sake.
Mm-hmm. He soaks 1 of it.
Yeah, he gets a nasty fucking smack with that brick right in the face.
Ow.
Yeah, he's still, probably still hanging on with the teeth. Okay, we get to the next round. And what the other guy is going to do, like, fuck this shit, is going to take something out of his pocket, he's going to throw it down into the ground. Let's see if he can use the item correctly. He can. Like white smoke, like white kind of yellowish smoke is going to like out from like a glass bottle. I want all of the characters, including the other guy who's like on the ground, to roll stamina, please. Difficulty 8, except for Ty, which is difficulty 7 for you.
Wait, you want me to roll it as well?
No, you're still out. You're not in the gas cloud. You're going to see
But
the
the
gas
dog
cloud.
has to. Oh god. Yep, it's botch.
Yeah.
I have 1 success, and
Yes,
one
success.
boy has no successes.
Yes. And other guy succeeds. Well, Ty, the smoke, you're gonna inhale it, and you know what the fucking high feels like when someone's trying to drug you down. You know that feeling. The thing about you, though, is that you do a lot of drugs. Word on the street is you do drugs.
This is the truth. Thanks for
Yes.
telling everybody.
And you've come in here and judge me. I tell people what I wanna. Anyway, you start stumbling, and I think I will say give you a 2 dice penalty to future rolls. In the meantime, you take 3 lethal. Yeah, that's I noted down. If someone botches in it when they inhale this. So sorry, I'm sticking with what I wrote down in advance because I actually prepared these people for later. Anyway, you take 3 lethal as you cough up blood and pass out. Because whatever you're inhaling, this is clearly experimental, not a stable,
Amateurs.
Yes. Health American. Pre-existing conditions. Don't underestimate those. The insurance company probably is going to rip it away from you. Anyway, you pass out. Strong boy who just failed. He falls asleep.
Oh.
And the other guy is also mostly incapacitated. Well, he has a 2 penalty, but he also has 1 from taking. He still has strong boy's jaws clamped around his leg. They're loosened, obviously, but that's a thing. So for next round, Ty, you are actually the only next person to react because everyone else who could react before you have passed out. So please feel free to do what you want to do now.
Ty is going to kick the person who. Actually, no. He's going to grapple the person who did the smoke.
Okay, you can do that. Remember, 2 dice penalty.
I have a single success.
You have a single
They-
success.
They resist it with a strength brawl.
Oh yeah, they get an auto resist. Some games do that, others don't. That's why I am never sure about these things.
He resists it.
He resists it. He managed to push you off, being like, "You can't fight me and the potion and the poison." No, is it potion? Sorry, my bad. As you try to grab him, you can't fight me and the potion. He says as he just pushes you off. And he's clearly preparing to book it in the next turn. Gwen, you see the smoke. You see the yellow, slightly whitish smoke just envelop the sidewalk.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really see inside it, but you feel that Ty is getting dizzy and sluggish.
Okay.
So, and you
Mm-hmm.
can probably feel whatever else he feel. Like I'm not going to say what his emotion is. I'm just saying his physical state. You can tell me what he feels. You can tell Robbie just dictate. You can tell her what he would feel at this grappling attempt or whatever. But you have a pretty decent idea what's going on in there, despite the fact you can't actually see inside of it.
Yeah, he would feel, I mean, from your description of it, he would feel kind of nauseated, like slightly dizzy, but he is, due to his prestigious and experienced use of mind-altering substances, he is able to somehow stave it off.
Yeah. Okay. Next turn, I'm going to roll for this guy to run away. He's ditching his comrade, by the way. Dick move.
By the way, I do have an initiative of 16.
That's true. Yeah, you're entering this turn, so actually you get to react first. So,
Well, does Gwen get the feeling that he's trying to, because she kind of feels what Ty's feeling? So does she kind of get the impression that this guy is trying to get out?
I would presume so. I presume he also feels frustrated or whatever at the grappling attempt and like annoyed at the guy fucking taunting him with a super will of mine.
Then Gwen is gonna try and tackle this dude. I mean, not that she's really good at it, but she's gonna attempt to, because I'm pretty sure he doesn't expect someone to, be out of the cloud and ready to grab him. So she's gonna try and kick him down, like, basically.
You him in the opposite direction, so he's going out of the cloud, and you are coming in the direction he's going, like in the opposite, probably. So you're tackling just as he tries to step out of the cloud. You can do that, or in this case, you actually tackle him while he's in the cloud, because you know roughly where he is. And I'm not actually going to give you a penalty because tackling someone on a small sidewalk is not going to be difficult, even if you don't see them. So dexterity.
I'm more than willing to just run into him, because ultimately Gwen is not a fighter.
Dexterity, athletics, difficulty 7.
Do a takedown.
Sweetheart, I can't. I don't even have athletics.
No, I mean, roll.
You're the physical character. What did you say?
Dexterity brawl.
I don't have brawl either.
Yeah, but that doesn't impact you. Just roll the dexterity.
Okay.
Difficulty 7.
Okay. Well, here goes nothing. No, I botch.
Yeah. Okay. Roll me stamina, please.
Oh God.
And,
Check.
And Robbie, could you roll me? You're going to have to roll stamina anyway, but please roll me dexterity athletics, please. With a
wow. I mean, stamina 2 10s.
Athletics is 3, and I get a bonus of 2 to it. Despite having 9 dice for that roll, I have no successes.
You fall on your ass. Roll me stamina twice. 1 difficulty 7, 1 difficulty 6. Okay. As your soulmate literally crashes into you. And by the way, you also roll me stamina difficulty 8. I forgot to ask you to do that. That was just due to soak damage from crashing into him.
I'm making 3 stamina rolls.
No, you are making 2. She's making another
one.
Yes. That was the damage one, so you didn't soak anything.
I botch. There's a lot of botching going on in this scene.
both of mine are botching.
All of you botch. Because, I mean, regardless of which one that, if you want that one to be difficulty 7, all of you botch.
You
So
said difficulty 7
Yeah.
first, so I was rolling in order, but yeah.
yeah,
I got 2 botches, and Saskia has a botch. See, we are
Yep.
twins.
yeah. In the case of damage rolls, you can't botch that, so it doesn't matter. You just take 2 damage. That's you just smash into bashing. It's negligible, really. Or I mean, sorry, 1 bashing from that because she's a very tiny person. You do, however, take 3 lethal as the smoke finally gets to you and you pass out. Same with you. You take 3 lethal and the smoke finally gets to you and you pass out.
Oh fuck. Okay.
All of you
Check.
pass out.
Well, this is a nice little slumber party.
And here we can end the
Nice
scene.
Nice little summer party. Yeah, that's nice. I mean, yeah. Anyway, you're all gonna wake up again. At the you're actually all gonna wake up. Not in a hospital car, which would be the natural thing, or at in a or at the hospital, not a hospital car. You're not going to wake up in a hospital like would be the normal thing. You're all going to wake up. All of you will wake up in what seems to be some kind of like just barbed wire cage, not barbed wire, but like chain link, like fenced off cage sort of thing. On the while all of you just are just laying there in a heap, Strongboy included. You seem to be in a cellar somewhere, kind of warehousey sort of place. Is dark. Hard to understand. You people just RP waking up in this location.
Just a quick question. My Raven. I never statted him, so it's fine if you're like, okay, no, he just flew off.
What?
I have a Raven, but I
Yes,
haven't
I know.
managed to stat him yet. So if he just flew off, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, check.
He's too foul-mouthed to get into fights.
I mean, he was the smart one of the 2 of us.
Yeah. So all of you react to this thing, and all of you hurt like hell. You can feel like your insides feel pretty shitty.
Well,
Uh,
that hurts.
Claudia, I mean, Gwendolyn, what the hell are you doing here? Did you run into me?
Oh, hi,
Hey.
Gwen.
Hey, I ran into something. I don't know. I tried to grab someone. I think I noticed you fighting. Ow. What is this place? Oh god.
I'm not sure. I think it's a fair assumption that we've been kidnapped.
Who the hell are those people attacking you, lady?
You don't know each other?
No, not really.
Oh fuck, I wish there were better circumstances, but Claudia, Claudia, yes, you both are, you know.
Oh, you're a guy. Great. Hello.
She's
Mm-hmm.
great. Great. Dragging us into more trouble. Great.
Oh, shut up.
Is Strongboy
So,
Carl?
What? Did you ask me something? I didn't hear.
Is Strongboy there?
Strongboy is also there. He's having a harder time waking up, but you see he's clearly alive and in a better shape than you are. The only thing you'll notice is there's a muscle on him.
he's strong.
A metal muscle, by the way. It's not like something you could just force up with your hands. It's like with a key on it, like a lock on it and shit.
Ty's gonna go over and start like scruffling the dog and making sure he's okay and stuff. So Strongboy, although being a massive wolfhound, actually has. Let me just check. For the purposes of cuteness, he essentially has appearance 6 for cuteness. The appearance 3 and 3 dots of cute because he's that.
Yeah, he's a very beautiful looking dog, and even being passed out on the ground with an ugly metal muscle on his face, he seems to be, going strong. Really, overall, at least.
So the muscle, how is it attached? Like, how is it locked onto him? Like,
It's locked on. It's clearly tightened with like metal wire, and it's like locked with like not with a chain, but it seems to be like a locking mechanism on it, like inherently.
Okay.
So it's a metal lockdown. It's almost like an iron mask more than a muscle, to be honest.
is there a way for us to, like, try and open it?
That would require you to look over and see if you have stuff on you. Most of you seem to have a lot of your stuff confiscated, and by most of you, I mean Cassandra. Yeah, or not Cassandra, Claudia. I mean, whatever. About names, Claudia. Is your stuff seems to have been completely confiscated. You don't have anything on you. Ty, your stuff seems to have been mostly left alone. Someone drew like a mustache on your face, like above your actual mustache, with like just to be a dick, but you seem to be untouched. More of your like if you had any instruments or anything like cool shit on you, Gwen, it's taken. But
I
your
did have my instruments, like my internet building instruments with me, like tiny screwdriver, things like that.
Yeah, the screwdrivers were left alone. But I say instruments, I meant like musical instruments. And
Oh
like
no,
the
she didn't have any on them. She just has like a tiny set of like I said, screwdriver, things like that, like really tiny.
Yeah. Well, if there's any of the screwdrivers or anything on it that would have made it able for you to cut or like easily break out, that's either going to be broken on it or have been taken away. But the rest of the tools seems to be fine. Yeah. Obviously, it kind of seems that you two being there seems to be mostly an afterthought. If Claudia starts examining herself, you'll see that she also has several markings just roughly drawn on her with a marker on like all along her arms, her neck, and strangely enough on her feet and then on her forehead. They've just been like drawing like it's not like words, just like symbols or like like kind of like a dartboard thing, honestly, like a target on these parts. I had a much echo, but I can't do anything about this.
Carl, I
great.
would like to do an effect, please.
What is your effect?
Ty is going to sniff the air and use Life 1 to try and sense if there's anything nearby. Think Wolverine.
Yeah, you could definitely go for that. That's clearly within your paradigm. It's also coincidental all the way.
So yeah, would the sniffing be any flare rules, like -1?
Not really. It's one of your standard. You're not like going out of your way to do it, and due to your drug lifestyle kind of sabotaging your general life ideals, you wouldn't have like the big bonus that you would usually have for living the way you do. But considering you still live very animalistically, I will say -1 is still fair, even though you kind of break a lot of some of the rules with the whole like being reliant on it.
It's fine if not, don't worry. But yeah, he'll sniff the air and
you fail, so you roll again. It's a difficulty. Its difficulty is 4 for this. It shouldn't really, be hard to do this. Successes.
So he turns around. He basically just like, and then.
What you will notice is that like you take in the smells of this damp warehousey basement. There doesn't seem to be any other people besides yourself. You can get the very distinct smell of dog. So there are dogs in here, and two of them are they seem to be a bit away from you. These dogs look, they're, you know, you can't like get any like impressions of their minds or anything just by smelling at the moment, but there's something off about them. But you smell dog, you smell cockroaches, you smell rats. Not many rats. This is relatively clean, but you still smell a bit of ratty here and there. No people. All of you, by the way, roll me perception alertness difficulty 8.
Okay. One success.
By the way, I presume you have the effect up for a scene, Robbie, so you will be able to get a general smell around you in your immediate area.
I mean, that was specifically like detect life. So yeah, and I think like the medium is essentially scent. I have 2 successes on a.
Yeah.
I got 3.
By the way, people do remember your wound penalties, but I wouldn't really say that applies to here.
Crap. What am I at actually?
You are at 4 damage. 4
Okay, sorry.
damage is 2, and the same with the other person.
I'm at 4.
Yeah.
Then I
How
have
is it?
1 mark is lethal for both of you. So anyway, those of you who succeeded, you're going to start hearing sounds reverberate through the piping. Like you can hear that there are people talking upstairs about something. You will hear something that you will hear like talking about like we sell the spares. Nobody will miss a hobo and a random student chick. The subject needs to be drained, blood needs to be distilled, then given to the hand of Osiris. Sorry, might be. And you're gonna hear a loud smacking sound in the distance. Like don't use the term here. Don't use the term here.
So Gwen hears this at least. I'm not quite sure if the others hear.
Anyone who succeeds will hear this.
I don't hear it.
It was 8. So if you get 1 success, you will at least hear some of what was just said. It's reverberating through the pipes. None of you actually hear the entire conversation. You just hear like bits of it.
Gwen will transfer what she heard, at least. I mean, I think Ty will pick it up through her mind, but she'll say whatever she hears to Claudia.
Shit. Fuck.
Are these people?
Fuck it.
Maybe not so loud. If they know we're awake, I'm pretty sure they will spring into action faster.
Okay. Shit.
How do we get out of here?
Well, I'm gonna have to improvise. But Carl, basically we're in a cage.
You're basically in like a chain link cage in a very dark warehousey basement. You can't see too far away from the cage.
Oh, I actually know something that I will do.
Yeah.
Can I turn on entropy and matter sides to see any
How?
weak spots in the cage?
How?
How? I mean, her tuning fork is not necessarily a weapon, or is it taken?
No, your tuning fork is unfortunately taken. I'm sad.
Okay.
But
In
it
that
looked fancy.
case, in that case, she'll just whistle.
You're gonna whistle. You're going to like test it using sound. I'm just look over your instrument list. I don't see it.
Instruments are voice, musical instruments, mathematics, music.
I
That should
will to see if that was in the way that voice. Then yeah, go for it. You can you can roll it. You're trying to just basically kind of like testing the vibrations of the cage, so to speak, or vibrational frequencies or something. Pseudoscience bullshit here. That's fine.
Mhm. That's 2 successes.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there aren't really many weak spots in this cage. This cage seems to be very well maintained and pretty brand new. But everything has the weak spot, obviously. You can see there's something in the hinges, but it would take considerable work even to break it out. But that's the best option you have. On the lower hinge of the cage door, that there's a clear weakness, even if it's not really weak by the standards of what you're used to working with. It's still a weakness compared to the rest of the cage.
Okay. She'll point that out to the others. Can I also look at the muscle and see what the weak spot is there?
Weak spots in there. Well, this is not nearly as well made. You can try and break. There's a thing with there's several tiny weaknesses in the lock, and there's one on one of the clasps on the side that you could break. If you have the tools available. Because I mean, in your case at least, because you are not that strong, but someone who is stronger might have a easier time breaking it.
Yep, she'll point those out as well, specifically to Ty, so she won't actually speak. She'll just point them out.
Ty will see it. In the meantime, can he have tried to heal himself by licking his wounds?
You can definitely do that.
So Ty's actually going to take a load of his clothes off, like his shirt. He just wants he doesn't want to be weighed down. And
the only thing I will point out is that most of your injuries are internal, not external.
Okay.
Yeah, you can. I mean, I'm just asking if paradigmatically you still think it makes sense for you to lick away your wounds when the wounds aren't outside of your body, for the most part. You have bruising that you can lick away.
I'm just trying to think how else he would another animalistic way. I think if it's like a bruise, I mean, yeah, you're right. I guess if it's like the lungs and stuff,
yeah,
then I mean, if you don't think that works, then yeah, that's cool.
No, I'm asking if you think it works. If you think it works, then go with it. I'm just asking.
I think is licking wounds is licking wounds.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can still lick bruising from where you got hit by Wonder Lady over there. So.
Shall I do that then? We'll do that.
Yeah, you can do that. It just means that you're limited in how much you can succeed, regardless of how much you roll.
I'll suck up 2 of it and then be left with the rest.
Well, you easily remove the 1 point of damage you blicked away.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have said that flare rules would have applied. By the way, that would have lowered the difficulty. And it's bruising, so it's easy to It is very light bruising, so licking to make it just the constant movement of kind of spreading out the skin is more coincidental than anything, so you don't take paradox for this. You obviously weren't as savage as you seemed. Okay, but you still have all the 3 lethal internal lung damage. Okay, does anyone else do anything?
Yes. What I would like to do is use. I would like to use Matter 2 to transmute the lock.
With what?
Well,
your stuff that's notable on you. They took the briefcase, and if you had anything weird on you, they would have taken it.
Yes, except that I have having elements and minerals. What I wanted to do was basically to use saliva and blood, because there's iron in the blood, to try to basically change the inside of the lock to be it's progressing to a state of mud, so that it's easier to open.
So you're essentially going to try and transmute the lock to mud?
Yeah. Yeah, to another state. Like it will remain its form, but since it's mud, it's way easier to break.
Well, I mean, you're actually still transforming into mud. That's the unfortunate thing with matter is that you don't get that fine control where it's still the same substance, just softer.
Mm-hmm.
True, but you can definitely turn it into mud. Sure.
Okay. I'm gonna spend the willpower to not have any,
Difficulty of this is actually going to be that's one that the difficulty here is actually
Mhm.
going to be fun. It's fun for the whole family. The difficulty is 7 for this roll.
Okay. Could I use either esoteric
Character,
alchemy or
you don't know this, by the way, just to point
Oh.
that out.
Mhm.
But I mean, you can, sure. It's still I will point out it's a bit of a stretch because you're just using the elements around you trying to transmute to luck. It's not like you're doing it with like a controlled substance, but I mean, it's still
Okay.
a thing you can do, but it's
Mhm.
more like a desperate grasp kind of magic than the prepared semi-scientific stuff you kind of do in general.
Yeah. No problem.
Yep.
I can work with that.
Yep. Just roll away, kick butt.
Yeah, I spend the willpower to not have, any type of penalty due to my
Yeah.
wound.
Yeah, wound penalty is not a factor here. I don't do that with
Yeah.
magic.
Oh, okay.
RSA is not affected by wound penalties.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Then I spend the willpower because I really want to get out.
Yeah.
So
I will
that's
say you
2
two successes.
successes.
Well, what 3? I said difficulty 7.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 2 successes.
Yeah, I will continue. Which I guess means it's a 5.
Well, you don't need successes to turn lock into mud. That's 2. You take
Okay.
1 paradox.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So the lock is suddenly going to like you're going to see mud pour out as a lock in, and you can just push the door open. But you still have a muscle dog companion, people, and all of you are rather injured.
As
Well, Ty's
yeah, she
gonna
turns.
in that time, Ty will have been after being told there was a weakness, he's gonna literally try and like chew the collar off him, like bite the collar.
You're going to bite into metal.
It's a whole metal thing. It's not like
I said more like an iron mask than an actual like.
how's it attached? Like with metal?
It's like attached, like the metal is like wrapped around his face and locked. It's very tight. It's actually very uncomfortable. More like a torture instrument than anything else, to be honest.
Okay. Then I guess he's gonna try and get it off and probably not succeed.
I mean,
literally like a man in the iron mask situation.
yeah, it's a dog in the iron mask kind of thing. Which really, why do they have such a specialized dog muscle thing around this? This is a concerning thing to wonder in this situation. Anyway, and so I mean, you can try that. Does anyone want to try and help with dog collar? As you see, you by the way, Ty, we work with the mud lock thing.
Gwen will help because she'll let
Yeah.
Claudia focus on the lock, but she really only has 1 strength. So with the wound penalty, she doesn't actually have any kind of strength to roll.
None of you probably will have the ability to like rip it off by yourself, but you do have a few of your screwdrivers stuff still intact. You might try to
Oh, I
screw it.
do.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, I will definitely do that.
You just don't have anything that would have fit into the larger door lock, but you can try and mess with this. Do you
Sure,
have larceny or anything?
I do not have larceny. I do
Does
have.
anyone else in the game have larceny at this moment that would share your mind, perhaps?
I have crafts instrument building. I have technology. I have investigation, research, science.
I'm just going to
If that help for the thing, I have metalworking and blacksmithing, but I don't know
Yeah, I
if it
mean,
would help.
metalworking will give you insight, not necessarily into the locks, but you could give you an idea easier for you to magically weaken this thing if you wanted to matter it to or something. But I know you have larceny, and I know Gwen and you share a mind, so you would know that. She would know that, and you would know that she has screwdrivers, which sometimes is used to fiddle with locks. So I usually don't help. I don't help players, but I'm just pointing that out as something that you two would know in character.
So could I potentially use his insight in like larceny and the locks, and then combine it with my technology?
You can definitely use that. You can both roll as a sort of teamwork kind of thing while you're instructing. You can definitely do that. Intelligence, larceny, tie, and intelligence, technology, or intelligence craft. Instrument building is closer to what you're trying to do here.
That's cool. In that case, does my merit come into play? Hands of.
It's more about building than getting.
That's fair. In that case, intelligence and crafts. That's 6 dice minus 1 for wound penalty is 5 dice. I'm gonna spend the willpower on this one.
To ignore wound penalties or to succeed?
To succeed. Yeah.
What did you do, Rob? Damien?
I was basically making a craft metal working to see if it had any bad conception or anything that would help Gwen when she wants to try to larceny her way through the muzzle.
Robbie?
Yeah.
Intelligence plus larceny, please. Basically, the entire trio is helping Strongboy here.
Okay. I mean, if it's a metal collar, I don't see how he's just going to pull it off in spare hand.
No, you're not pulling it off. Have you not heard anything? She has screwdrivers and like a tool thing, and you know how to open locks, and she knows how to build instruments, and this guy knows metallurgy. So I think the three of you, who are pretty smart characters, can combine, get through the lock. Yeah. With your combination of academics, instrument building, and your metallurgic knowledge and your street smart skills, you actually rather easily, with the help of these screwdrivers, get the lock open. It's not that hard of a lock to get through, honestly. It was a pretty shitty lock. So you can rip off this horrible torture contraption of a mask off the dog.
Yep.
As you pull off the mask off the dog, however, you're going to have to, as you turn to now leave through the door, out of the dark, Ty, you will smell it first. There are now people coming, like they're not in the room yet, but they've come down the stairs and they're opening the door. It seems to be like 2-3 people have showed up.
Ty's when he smells them is going to be like, okay, get back in, hold the door too.
Yep.
And he'll get back in and like kind of hold the door so it doesn't look like it's open yet.
3 people are going to step in through. The 2 of them are two of the people are going to be armed with a rifle. The third guy is going to be dressed in like robes and shit. His face is obscured as he steps in, but you can hear from like see the way he walks. He's an older person. And you could just hear from like the way he breathes and everything, especially you, Ty, because you smell him. He reeks of age, in addition to being a living being. And they're mentioning, we were warned that you had awakened. So they're still not noticing the 2 of you. It seems to be talking to Claudia as he moves towards the cage. The 2 other guys have rifles pointed at you. That is a complication. That means that I have to be very careful. You have already sabotaged the lock, as my sleeper cameraman saw. He looks up towards the ceiling. He was quite astonished from everything I heard to see the lock suddenly turn into mud. But that is another matter entirely. Now, I have no personal animosity towards you, miss. You are just business arrangement for me, and they're people interested in you. You two, however, you're witnesses, and I don't have the skills to make sure that you don't remember this. So you're going to be sold to other parties. So if you two and I got the muscle off, unfortunate. Well, if the three of you then can come along and you will stay in the cage, we're going to get you sent to a different sort of working arrangement and you will not be in any danger.
Can we not do that?
If I believed that I could just leave you out into the street and not seek any reprisals or go to the police, I'm sure you have your problems with the law already. But this young miss here, she seems more inclined towards getting things sorted out legally, the legal way.
We don't know where this is. We don't know who you are. Let us go.
No, but you already seen some of my employees, and it could be a complication. I doubt you could do any real harm to me, but I believe in clearing up loose ends efficiently, especially when I can make a profit off doing it at the same time.
You're a fucking psycho.
I'm a businessman in the business of the awakened and in the business of less enlightened people. He points to the two people. He seems to not. It's very clear he has not realized that he's captured 3 mages. He seems to think he have just captured 2 bystanders and 1 mage.
Actually, Carl,
Out of character, yeah.
with my entropy site still up because I know matter won't change much in this. Any kind of weaknesses in them? Like,
You presume you have to kind of keep whistling. It's not like you woo.
okay, fair enough. Yeah.
But based on just how I understood the effect, if
Mm-hmm.
because you're using
that's
your
fair.
yeah. I mean, you can still do it. No one's going to notice anything by you whistling.
mm, nuts. Yeah, Gwen will, just very
Keep whistling.
silently whistling.
I mean, if that sound comforts you, I'm sure that's good enough.
Do you
As
want me
for
to roll again, or
no, you've already rolled. You have it up. If you don't want to try even more, I mean, you don't get like a much of a weakness for each of them. This is clear. You're clearly focusing more on matter than living flesh here. That's not really your expertise area.
Oop.
But I mean, none of them seem to have any kind of like armor on or anything. That's what you can get from it. Like their bodies seems to be pretty much unprotected, physically speaking.
I mean, you said the guy looked old, which would mean that usually people are starting to,
Yeah, his body's, but despite that, he doesn't seem to actually be weaker. He just seems to be older.
Okay.
But that being said, you're not pairing this with life sight, so
No, I don't have life sight, so yeah.
It limited how much weakness, and with 2 successes, one which went into duration, it limited how much information you can draw from this.
Yeah.
But yeah, none of them have armor on. It's clear. You can just feel the whistling that the clothes themselves are pretty fragile in the grand scheme of things.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, if you can just come along, I've already prepared your transportation. You will just be sent to another place where you will not be a problem. I swear, none of you will come to any physical harm as long as you don't resist more than you already have. The potions weren't exactly as foolproof as I'd been told. But in the end, none of you died, so I consider it a success at the end of the day.
So what? You're just an intermediary?
This is an intermediary. I have a lot of business in human souls, and human souls have to go somewhere. They have to be kept, fed, and nurtured, and this is a place to do it. But as I'm getting in a new shipment soon enough, I can't allow you to occupy the space more than necessary. He claps his hands again. Shall we? I hope none of you are so silly as to try and resist.
I mean, I'm not gonna make it easy.
No, you, my friend, you have a whole different thing ahead of you. There's people very interested in your future. They pay considerably to ensure that you can be safely, at least mostly safely and securely transferred to them. But if you are friends with these people, I'm sure we can arrange for you to see their sending off. I'm, after all, a considerate person. Anyway,
Yeah, right. I call bullshit on this. I call perception empathy.
by the way, do the rest of the party hear me? I'm just asking.
Yes, we
I
do.
Yes.
Yeah, Robbie, do you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, cool. Because I was just not sure if my sound is weird. But anyway, guns pointed. Please come along. He's gonna turn around and
Look.
just like chop chop.
My parents have money.
Not so much money that I will be paid for, or at least not the kind of money that I will be paid in for selling you. Physical deformities are all. But you two are you. Let's say you don't understand where you're going, and I would take the time to explain it, but you aren't enlightened enough to understand the concept of where you're going at present. But I'm sure it will be an educational
Do you
experience.
ever stop talking? All you're doing is talking. So annoying.
I will allow that because it's understandable that you are annoyed with the situation. However, if that one tries anything heroic, shoot him in the leg first. That the two riflemen are going to like gesture for all of you to get out.
Carl, while this has been going on, can Strongboy have licked his own wounds? He can
Yeah,
heal
Strongboy.
1
I
point
mean,
a turn.
yeah, he is healing lick, and it doesn't actually say that you can't lick yourself, so he's fine.
And you said there was like dogs nearby?
Yes, but you don't see them currently.
No, but
You smell.
I smell them. He's gonna come out and he'll put his like hands up like there's a guy with a gun. He doesn't want to be shot. He's already had a psycho shoot him in the leg.
Yeah, the one rifleman is clearly going to keep the attention on you three people. The other one is going to focus on Strongboy because big ass fucking dog.
I think Ty will come with him and he'll have like one hand around his like scruff and he'll be like, "Good boy, it's okay, it's okay." He's actually going to lean down to Strongboy, and he's going to kind of like do some like doggy rumblings at him, and he actually wants to try and communicate with the other dogs like through that, basically making doggy noises of like, "Come help us," to see if that works. And he's literally gonna like be like, "Roar, roar."
Okay, you can definitely roll for that. It's mind and life because that's how you get around. I'm having fun with this. I find this an amusing affair. Anyway, roll away.
And again, can I invoke the flare rules of him?
Yeah, this
like,
time
making
I'm saying
noises?
flare rules is fine. Flare rules is fine. Because you willingly sort of sacrifice because you only it's still that would have been difficulty 5.
I
Flare
have
rules.
one effect, and it's essentially a more or less a mind.
Oh,
tune.
help.
So it would be
Yeah.
creating pressure, which is help us. So I don't
Yeah.
know how much that would
Yeah, I mean, well,
could he attempt another roll like the
you can definitely attempt again because you're just barking. I'm going to have to roll something for this man. He suddenly is going to turn towards you. Interesting. Well, anyway, you guys are going to start hearing very, very horrific sounding barking in the distance as you guys are being led through the cellar. And as you two, you can see horrifically scarred, like they're not as big as Strong Boy. Two dogs with scars, ears ripped off. They have like, you can see like the everything is horrible with it. Like there's like piercings into their skin. They're ripped off. There's like green glowing markings all over their bodies. One of them actually has horns growing out of its head. And they're barking, coming closer. Yeah, these dogs look horrific, and they're just snarling at everyone. It seems in general.
Did Ty's effects trying to communicate seem to do anything?
It has drawn them closer.
Oh, right.
Yes, it's drawn them closer. They're clearly not on leashes, and they're drawn them closer. Now you understand why they smelled off. These things do not look like natural, healthy dogs. I mean, if the horns didn't, tip you. You like them? I bought them. It's an excellent buy. I can make hellhounds myself, but it's a tedious process. I can't really make them. Let's be honest. It's not the study of life isn't really my thing. Yes, marvelous beasts. I have the control whistle. He indicates like a necklace around his neck. Keeps him obedient as all hell. He starts giggling as he like leads you towards the exit door.
Ty's mad about this. This is like a perversion of the noble beasts that they could be.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what the other two are doing. Ultimately, we have two guys with guns pointed at us, so
Yeah. That's the thing.
keep going, I guess.
Yeah. So as you guys are led up, you're led up to led up the stairs. One gun guy behind each. One of them is actually so direct as to having like the gun, like the barrel into the back of Ty. They're clearly not as concerned about the others, as they're with the guy with the big dog. But as you led up, you eventually get through a circular stone chamber. That seems to have been like you can get the impression that this is actually a stone chamber built into an otherwise normal building. It's like a circle chamber with like glowing runes, and there's like a mini Stonehenge gate there. Now, I have made some excellent dealings with some otherworldly associates of mine. Otherworlds exist. Magic is real, by the way. Not that it's going to be relevant for you any longer. I've already primed the gate for opening. I just need the last finishing incantations for it. So give me a second. He's going to step towards the gate and he's going to start chanting.
I'm really sad I don't have Forces 2 now, but okay.
Personally,
So
I would really like if he stood above just a hole so we can push him.
that would be nice as well. Can I use? Probably not, but we can try. Can I use correspondence to basically change the volume of his chanting, like with my own? Basically,
That's
swap
not
sounds.
No, not really.
Nah, I figured.
You can manipulate space. You can't really manipulate the sound energy of sound.
Yeah, that's fair. I kind of figured I needed forces for that. Let me see what can Prime do.
Yeah.
See, your guy is a terrible mage.
Yeah,
Yeah. um.
it's going to be a fun time for everyone. You're going to be safe.
Okay.
Backlash.
Um.
We should thank the Paradox Spirits. They are the
So-
good guys.
Carl,
Yep.
I have a screwdriver.
It's a bit too late for that now. There, but you have a screwdriver. Yes.
I was wondering if I can use Prime 2 to make the screwdriver do ag damage.
I mean, how would you do it? Is my question.
Let me just quickly look at my.
Yeah. In the meantime, as you're pondering that, suddenly the gate is going to explode out like shadowy tentacles, and like liquid darkness is going to embrace everyone in this room. And by everyone in this room, I also mean the two gun guards and the dog. And there's also a random dude just wandering in through a side door, just like with secretary papers and everything.
God damn it.
Everyone is
Okay.
dragged in. You're all dragged into the portal. And before you all know it, you standing in a completely different place. All of the guys, except you, this foursome. By foursome, I mean the 3 players and the dog. You're all standing in the middle of a webbed cityscape that seems familiar to you, yet strangely ethereal and otherworldly. While the people who kidnapped you are nowhere to be seen.
I think that's an improvement.
Mm.
Ty's gonna look around. What the hell was that? Where are we? Where did he send us?
I think he kind of fucked up.
I'm not sure if he did.
I mean, I don't think I don't think, considering their level of kind of amateur in terms of potion brewing, that he's that competent with portals. Like, generally portals don't, go full blackness and tentacles. Generally, it's just a big whoosh. I mean, I would think so, but that's not a whoosh. That's just a blah, blah, blah.
How do you know what portals do?
I don't know. That's pretty much my interpretation of how they would work, honestly. But that feel like a fuck up because they're not here.
You can all see through the strands of the web. You can see strange gray spiders nickling about in the web. As you're looking down the street, you can see you can see birds. Birds who are seem to be the colors of like old Nokia phones flying through the sky and landing into like poles and stuff, like telephone poles and loads of stuff. You see there's a angry like bull that seems to be like a bull head on a car driving past you, like road rage ish kind of behavior. Is just like clamping into stuff. Yeah, you guys are all in the Umbra. That's you probably don't know that because none of you have. Does any of you have cosmology actually?
Nah.
Ty, do you have cosmology?
Have...
No, you don't. None of you know. None of you know.
Yeah, I do. My totem gives me it.
No, that's a higher level than 2.
Oh, is it? Okay. There is then. No, I don't.
Because I presume you would have known. Okay, just for the sake of being sure, because I seem to recall it. Anyway, regardless, do you guys want to end the scene after we potentially figure out if you can roll cosmology or not? On this very fun little note. This was the question I was going to lead up to. It was my thing. Awkwardness. Opening a book. Yeah.
2.
No,
No, you're quite right. It only gives me it doesn't give me any dots. Yeah, so that's cool.
Well, not your dots at your current level, at least. But anyway,
no, it doesn't give me.
And I give you cosmology dots, but I think it's like level 3 onwards it does
It's
that.
level 3, yeah, it is. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Okay. So none of you you're just standing there confused in the middle of who the fuck knows where. And but you're all alive, sort of healthy, except for Gwen. You're not. You need hospital attention.
I mean, I'm not good too. I still have my 4 my 4 levels of damage.
So with that, I think we can end the scene, everyone. If any of you, or do any of you object to do stuff further, or do you want to leave it on this cliffhanger?
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can do it.
Yeah.
We can do it tomorrow or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I was just thinking it's a natural end point, and we've been sitting for 1
Mhm.
hour. So thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, potential watchers, for watching, and thank you, me, for fixing all of this. Bye.